Well, it's that time again to make a recap video about this game. With the RE Live panel right around the corner, I thought it was best to do this again, and honestly, this may not be the last time I do a video like this, but anyways, today we'll be going through almost everything we know about Resident Evil Requiem so far, from story details, characters, and much more. I definitely could be talking about the rumors that have been going around, but at the same time, I just not want to discuss it, maybe just a tiny bit. And I might save it for a video in the near future, unless something happens at Tokyo Game Show. That will change a lot of things for me. But without further ado, let's finally get into this video. Requiem for the Dead, Nightmare for the Living. Resident Evil Requiem is the 9th title in the mainline Resident Evil series. Prepare to escape death in a heart-stopping experience that will chill you to your core. A new era of survival horror begins in 2026. Technological advancements combined with the development team's depth of experience combine in a story with rich characters and gameplay that's more immersive than ever before. Resident Evil Requiem takes the series back to the iconic Raccoon City, home of the biological disaster that shook the world, combining deeply terrifying aspects of psychological horror with pulse-pounding action that franchise fans know and love. While survival horror takes center stage, Resident Evil Requiem will feature high-stakes cinematic action that will take the series in a bold new direction. Everything is set in motion when a body, the victim of an unidentifiable disease, is discovered in an abandoned hotel. FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft is assigned to the case, but the crime scene is at the very same hotel where her mother died 8 years ago. Grace prepares to finally face the past and makes her way to the scene, but this one case leads to uncovering the hidden truth behind the outbreak in Raccoon City, the biological disaster that shook the world. Will this be the Requiem that finally lays the memories of that abhorrent disaster to rest? From the trailers, this is almost everything we know. Nathan Dempsey, the head of the FBI, sent Grace alone to this hotel. The cop letting her in was the one investigating all these strange deaths, and the primary female voice in the trailer was Alyssa, who was speaking to Grace in a flashback 8 years before the events of Requiem take place, inside the Redwood Hotel. The serial killer who killed Alyssa is a prominent character in Grace's flashbacks. However, we do see him falling down, causing the place to be on fire. Zombies are back and may be better than ever before. Enemy variety is going to be a very important feature in this game. This gigantic creature is known as the Hag or the Witch. The true identity behind this monstrosity is currently unknown, but many believe this to be the mother of Grace, being Alyssa. Grace was suddenly captured and kidnapped to the Roadhills Chronic Care Center, explaining the wound on her chest while her blood was being examined, which may explain her being the special one this character says in the trailer. Also her being unique and there's no escaping your destiny. The most we know about him is, honestly, almost nothing. Despite him showing a small portion of his face, we don't know who he is. Fans are speculating this to be Brandon Bailey, the founder of the Connections crime syndicate, which was first known in RE7 or the revived Oswald E. Spencer. Umbrella may be making its return as well. Grace finds a new weapon in the second trailer, which is an RSH-12 Magnum made in Russia most likely. Interestingly enough, the Connections have primarily used Russian-made weapons. The primary one standing out was the machine gun in RE7. I forgot the name, my apologies. She also finds what seems to be a little girl in the care center, more than likely being the little girl in the reveal trailer saying, "Everyone's gone." Which means there's only one more voice that is remaining that we don't know, being, "Have you seen the same shit I've seen?" Koshi Nakanishi, the director of RE9, stated that they planned on having Leon Kennedy as the main protagonist, but because of him being the well-trained agent he is, ultimately ruled him out of the main protagonist talk because of his bad match for horror. Even though he did say that, it doesn't rule him out of the game entirely. Because interestingly enough, Capcom did rule out Chris Redfield returning, saying they're not looking at him right now and maybe he's off on another mission. However, before an interview started during Gamescom, they didn't want to comment on Leon being in the game or not, which raised a lot of suspicion. Resident Evil Requiem will be the first RE game on launch to feature the first and third person camera perspective. Alyssa Ashcroft was a survivor of the Raccoon City incident and Grace's mother. She was a reporter when the original outbreak occurred. She is a strong-willed, determined woman who carried on with her journalism even after the Raccoon City incident, continuing to dig into the truth behind Umbrella, until her unfortunate death. So interestingly enough, I have 2 more things to discuss with you guys, and I do apologize about the fact that I may be missing some details, but again, this is a quick video because of the events happening this weekend. During the demo in Gamescom, a friend of mine found a mysterious note that I talked about in a previous video. Recently, Biohazard France translated the file for us to see an actual copy of it, while also hearing that Nakanishi has been wanting the players at TGS to find this file, and this is what it reads. Special Directive for Raccoon City. To White House Chief of Staff Redacted, from Redacted. Security Clearance Level 9, Top Secret. There has redacted in Raccoon City. If redacted is leaked, redacted. For the sake of E... the truth, redacted. Redacted duty, redacted protocol number, redacted. Many people have speculated multiple things about this. This note being in the past before the sterilization of Raccoon City, more than likely being from someone like Derek Simmons, who played a major role into the city's bombing. There's another side saying this is Leon requesting help or letting the White House know that there is activity in Raccoon City. I have a video about this that I uploaded not too long ago where I go into bigger detail. However, the E word was suspicious, which some people have said means Elpis. Now, it does contradict the redacted digits, but take a look at this. This shirt was making some rumblings recently, and this is why. The lockdown on Raccoon City was originally supposed to last until 2026, which is close to RE9's timeline events. However, the government extended it until 2040, under the guise of safety concerns. This in itself is another cover-up by the government. After the incident, the government and Congress continued investigating and studying the city for 7 years. A government research station was built in its ruins to collect samples of the T-virus. For 30 years, the government exploited Raccoon City to serve its own agenda. In RE9, we will enter the city while it is under lockdown. We'll step into the forbidden zone, the veil will finally be lifted, and the truth behind the city's ongoing lockdown will be revealed. And in case if you don't know exactly what Elpis means, for what it is in Resident Evil, we don't have a way to know quite yet. In the real world, however, Elpis was the final thing that came out of Pandora's box in Greek mythology, a goddess of hope. Pandora's box contained all of humanity's evils, and all that remained was Elpis/hope. Now you're probably asking, what could they possibly show at Tokyo Game Show? There's multiple things. Pre-orders can go live because, interestingly enough, websites have been posting pre-orders. However, official artwork has not been finalized or let alone revealed. Also, the second rumored protagonist, who we may know as of now, that more than likely being Leon Kennedy. But should he be the only Raccoon City survivor to show up? I don't think so, but we will see what happens soon. All eyes will be on Tokyo Game Show. It's a great time to market things and reveal some stuff. Not everything, but a decent portion, because the next gaming event lined up would more than likely be the Game Awards in December, unless Capcom drops an RE showcase before then, which I wouldn't rule out one bit. So, let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for Tokyo Game Show? Are you excited for Resident Evil Requiem? And what do you want to see at this event? Be sure to leave a like on this video to help it reach the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the near future, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, and much love.